at booktalkreviews.com. Today we're giving you our first video look at Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Septeys. This is a novel that is a mixture of traumatic experiences due to war and also due to this teenager who tries to struggle to reconcile her family and her find herself through a lot of chaos going around her. And the interesting thing about this novel is when I first saw it, it really reminded me of a few books. It reminded me, one, of 172 Hours on the Moon, because it also has his eye as the main catchphrase. I think that's something that's getting more and more popular. Book covers are using giant eyes, while his eyelashes were open eyeballs that have, like, stuff in them. It's very interesting. It's always shaped in a circular oval eye. But anyways, the title of this novel, Between Shades of Grey, reminded me of another novel that probably a lot of people have heard of as well. But, you know, that's what I kind of expected, something very different when I picked up this novel, and I read the summary, and I was pretty shocked and started reading, and I got more and more addicted. This is a very touching and moving story. It's beautifully written. It's got great style and elegance to it. What it is about there's the main character is called a girl called Linda. She is a 14, 15-year-old teenager. She's very young, and during this time, she lives with her family. But then one day, she has her dreams and inspirations. Like, one of them is always to break away from her house, and she loves her family very much, but she's always imagined what it's like to live alone on the streets. She's always imagined all of these things that are very complex and thought-provoking about what it means to become an adult suddenly, and what it means to attend college. She's really interested in art and all of these things. What about college life that intrigues her somewhere else, and she can become someone else entirely. But before she gets the opportunity to actually experience all these things, these soldiers come in and intrude their house. And they're in Soviet Union soldiers, and they come in and they basically arrest and break apart her family. And so she really just tries to go and rescue her family. Her father's been locked away in this prison. Her mother and brother are just encounter near-death experiences. They're both in tragic and trauma, and she's really the person who has to try and string up her family and still try to achieve her dreams by the end of the story. And it's in the dead of winter, so that's another thing. It's really cold, it's really bitter, and it's just a very harsh time in general. What I loved about this novel was definitely the plot. It was really unique. It reminded me of a lot of things. It's definitely a coming-of-age novel written from a protagonist who is really young, and she really changes by the end of the story. But it's really moving, and the plot line is super fast. It reminded me a lot of things. It reminded me of sometimes a mixture of the Graveyard Book, except it's more real, I felt like. And it felt like something that I could connect with a little bit better because of the age of the protagonist and also what she experiences. It's more reality-driven, but it's also really adventure-packed and jammed. It also reminded me of other... This is definitely not a dystopia novel. It's a little bit more of a fictional twist, but it's just so different and so refreshing in my opinion. Kind of like The Book Thief, except it's, again, a little bit more reality-driven. Overall, this novel is definitely a contender if you love adventure, if you love romance and mystery and coming-of-age novels in general. We rate this an A+, and this is our editor's choice for the month. Please check out our full review, our written review on our website, but this has just been a first look at Between Shades of Grey by Ruta Septeys for our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching here at booktalkreviews.com.